What's up, guys? Welcome back to Corey Has Spoken. So, I hear that they're doing a possible boxing match between Nate Diaz and Canelo Alvarez. Why, dude? Why? I've been trying really hard to wrap my brain around this. I understand Nate is a big star. Definitely within the past 5 to 10 years has become probably, I would say, definitely top five of one of the biggest MMA stars that we've ever seen. Especially considering he's a guy who never won the belt, was never actually a champion. I mean, he got, close to the top of the ranks a few times, but with Nate Diaz, a lot of it's his smoking, a lot of it's his personality, his appeal to the young culture, that sort of thing. And of course, I don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Nate Diaz. He's super, super fun to watch, man. His fights are always entertaining. He always goes after it. He gets in there. He, throws punches. His cardio's legit. I mean, Nate's one of those guys you can never count out. I mean, everybody saw the ass whooping that he took for, 4 rounds and 3 minutes from Leon Edwards, only to catch Leon with a straight left in the last round that literally almost finished Leon. So I think that's one of the things that people love about Nate. He can get his ass kicked for the whole fight, but you can never count that guy out. He's a triathlete. He can go and go and go and go and go. But I'm just not understanding this move. Other than, obviously people are going to watch it. I'll watch it. I love watching stuff like that. But usually when they do some sort of fight like this, they're not quite as blatant about the fact that this is a cash grab and they're just trying to make some money. Usually there's at least an angle that they can sell, to at least somewhat convince people that this will be a competitive match. By example, the Conor-Floyd fight. Floyd, best boxer ever, of course, but Floyd has never been known as a knockout artist. He's never been known as a really hard puncher. He's more of an elusive, defensive type boxer, if anything, and he wasn't known for like knocking guys out. He was pretty much retired. He was at the end of his career. And then on the other side, flip side of the coin, you had an in his prime Conor McGregor, who was known in MMA for having a solid punch, being strong, clipping guys, knocking them out. So they were able to kind of create this narrative with that, hey, you never know, man. If Conor catches him clean, and walks, and he's quick too. Conor's known for his quickness, and if he, runs Floyd onto something, you never know. He could knock him out. He could hurt him. He could finish him. Of course, that didn't happen. And of course, anybody who is really an avid follower of combat sports like myself and most other people I knew that, it's kind of like winning the lottery. If Conor actually wins this, you probably have really honestly a better chance of winning $100,000 in the lottery than you would of Conor actually beating Mayweather. And most everybody knew that, but at least they were able to set it up in a way to where they were able to sell it like, well, Conor's the bigger guy, he's the younger guy, he's the faster guy, he's known for his punching power, known for his quickness. You never know. That style may really translate in boxing into something that Floyd's never seen. It may catch him off guard. There's all these things that they were able to sell it to where it kind of somewhat made it believable. Plus, Conor was a hell of a trash talker. Conor's that type of guy that had anybody believing he could do anything, especially at that stage of his career, because prior to that, he had called all the shots, man. He had done that in the UFC. He had done it in MMA, and most everything that he predicted at that point had come to fruition. So, people were really like, damn, I believe this dude. If he says he can beat Floyd, I believe him. Everything he said has come true so far and has come to fruition so far. So they ended up, they were at least able to sell it. But Nate, it's exactly flip-flopped. This is completely flip-flopped from the Conor Mayweather situation, because Canelo is not only in his prime, but he's currently one of the best boxers in the world. He is known for having power and knocking guys out. Certainly known for having more power than Floyd Mayweather. And he wasn't really able to utilize that in his younger days against Floyd when they fought, because Floyd was just, too experienced and too crafty, and Floyd was still somewhat in his prime at that time. So, quicker. Canelo wasn't able to really utilize that on Floyd, but everyone else, for the most part, he has. And then you have Nate Diaz on the other side, who is actually past his prime, has pretty much retired from the UFC, not retired from the fight business altogether, but has not re-signed with the UFC and is looking for these big money fights. But my argument with it is, this is all it is. At least with Conor Mayweather, when it became packaged and presented to us, there at least was this aura of, you never know. You never know. Conor could catch him with something in the fight. Again, before you jump in my comments and say, you're crazy, man, everybody knew Conor was going to be... Yeah, I know, I get that, and I felt the same way. I mean, it was very, very unlikely, but it was enough of a belief that I was willing to pay the money to watch it, on the slim chance that it could possibly happen. Now with Nate and Canelo, I just feel like Canelo is going to beat the brakes off of Nate for however long this boxing match takes place. And I'm just wondering, what's their angle with this? Obviously, Nate is always been known for his cardio, and one of those guys who can just take a beating, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're hoping that Canelo is literally going to get exhausted just beating the shit out of Nate Diaz for however many rounds it is, and that Nate's going to be there standing in the end, and then he's going to take his vengeance. But come on, man, Canelo does this. He's the best, one of the best, if not the best, in the world right now at this sport of boxing. And here's Nate Diaz, who has never been a significantly strong puncher, never been a significant knockout artist. His boxing is pretty good, for MMA standards, but is that really going to translate into a pure boxing realm? I think probably not. So what's the sell here? What's the sell? Will I watch it? Yeah, but I watch everything like that. I watch all the Jake Paul, I watch all the UFC pay-per-views. I watched, Logan and Mayweather, Conor Mayweather. I didn't watch the KSI fight. I didn't pay for it. I watched it on YouTube after. So that's one of the ones I did not watch. But I'm one of those people that watches all that stuff. I'm a big fan of Nate, big fan of Canelo. Obviously, I'll watch it. But what is the sell? What is the sell here? What is the complete package that says to us that you're not just watching this so that these guys can, make a buttload of cash? You're watching this because it might actually be a competitive match. And I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it being competitive at all. So I'm kind of wondering where they're going with this. Obviously, the promoters, understand that it's going to make some money, because you got Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest names in MMA. I'm sorry, Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest names in boxing. And then on the other side, you got Nate Diaz, one of the biggest names in MMA. So it's going to make some money. People are going to watch it. But where's the appeal outside of, it's just going to be a fun sideshow that we're all going to get together with our buddies and drink and laugh and watch Nate get beat up for 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, whatever it is? I don't know. And also, Francis Ngannou, supposedly, I don't know if this is official, maybe it is going up against not Tyson Fury, but Anthony Joshua, which I actually would prefer to see that over the Tyson Fury, because the Tyson Fury and Ngannou one is very similar to the Conor Mayweather fight. I'm sorry, very similar to the Nate Canelo fight, in that I just don't see any possibility of Ngannou beating Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua, I think Ngannou could have a chance to beat him. Who knows? Who knows? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Where's this coming from? You know, why Nate and Canelo? There's so many other guys out there that would be a tougher matchup if coming from the MMA community. If Nate is our representative from the MMA community to go over into boxing, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Put somebody else in there. Put somebody else in there. You know, I don't see Nate making doing MMA any favors by being the representative, going over to fight the pound for pound best boxer currently in the world. So, you know, is it only a cash grab, or is there some other element of this fight that I'm missing here? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Peace.